Doomsday for Rocket League is here. There's actually cheaters in the game now. Apparently, this has been a thing for a while, and I think maybe because of the season reset, these cheaters are actually getting into games with pros, and getting into games with pros is going to get more attention, you know, yada, yada, yada. But essentially what is happening now is there are actually bots in your games. I'm not talking about your ranked teammates. I'm talking about actual bots, actual AI. People are making accounts and letting a bot play on it. This all started from a tweet from apparently Jack, which this dude has been just absolutely farming Twitter, by the way, recently. But he ended up making a tweet, and it said, people have managed to find a way to put actual bots into ranked. There's a bunch of bots that do near perfect flicks and catches floating around champ to grand champ 1 right now. How? Then he ends up replying to his own tweet that says, it makes you question what else can be done and put into ranked with this, something like Baka's mod so easily accessible and used by a lot of players, even in RLCS lobbies. I feel like if someone really wanted to make an aimbot, for example, they could. And I think logically they probably could. The easiest thing about this, for example, is this bot specifically, is this bot has been trained for months and months and months. If you've not heard of the bot, it's called NextoBot. And it was, there's tons of videos about it. There's tons of videos on YouTube. I'm sure you know, if you're in the Rocket League scene, you've seen them. But this bot was essentially modified to be able to be integrated into ranked. Now, I don't know all the technical talk about it, but that's essentially the idea. It wasn't ever meant to be in ranked, and the people who did create the bot always had it train against itself. It started as a little bronze bot, and it eventually figured out its way to do perfect flicks and catching the ball, you know, in a way that's very bot-like, but it was never meant to be online. The most interesting part about this to me is that for a long time, people kind of treated Rocket League like a no-hacker sanctuary. Like, if you hated hackers, you can play Rocket League because Rocket League has no cheaters, Rocket League has no hackers. But, I mean, the day has finally come. The whole situation for Rocket League never having cheaters was because Rocket League is essentially a one-of-a-kind game. It's always possible to cheat in a game, but it's a lot harder to just make the client from scratch, the hack client, you know, the bot to do whatever you want it to do. The cheat, it's harder to make the cheat from scratch, whereas, like, if you think of a game like Call of Duty, Fortnite, you know, you can probably bring an aimbot from Call of Duty, make it pretty similar, and put it into Fortnite as well. So after this Jack tweet, you started to see more and more tweets pop up of people saying, hey, this actually sounds legit. Like, I swear I was playing a bot last night. Some people sent in footage. Some people saved their replays and were showing it and stuff like that. And, you know, you just see more and more stuff like this. This is exactly what I told my friend. The opponents we were getting kept doing near perfect flicks every time in Champ 3 to Grand Champ 1 lobbies. I thought I was overthinking it, but holy shit, it's real. And the thing is you look at some of these clips and you're like, yeah, like anybody can really do that. But when you're watching it and you're seeing the bot do it consistently 5-6 times in a row, it gets pretty suspicious, especially when you know what NextoBot is capable of and what NextoBot looks like. So here's some of the footage I mentioned. You can see a lot of people saw this, 700,000 views. It's from Garrett G. He said, I think I just played a bot that had a 1930 MR, which is insanely high, by the way. They couldn't aerial or anything, but had perfect flicks and were typing saying they were real. At first, I thought it was a boosted player, but then they had the best ground control in flicks, so I don't know. What do you guys think? So I did end up watching this whole thing as well, and I mean, some stuff looks like normal. Like, you could see this and be like, yeah, it's 0 seconds. Of course they're gonna catch it, right? Any normal person would do that. But when you start to see, in this one specifically, when you start to see some of the kickoffs, it looks even weirder. Also, that just looks like my kind of shot, which, whatever, I'm not a bot, dude. But here he goes. He's gonna show the kickoff. And you can see the bot just goes. The bot doesn't think. It's just chasing the ball. The bot was trained, I'm pretty sure, in 1v1s. And it, you know, it doesn't really have a lot of awareness for teammates and stuff like that. And you can see, again, the kickoff goes through. It's very calculated, I guess you could say. The movement is very specific, very calculated. It doesn't move like a human. It moves like a bot, right? There's no Rocket League player. Let's just say this. There is a Rocket League player that does this. There's no Rocket League player at 1930 MMR that does this. Nobody goes for a kickoff like this at 1930R in your MMR, but in your Diamond lobby, sure, definitely possible. But nobody's doing it like that. And then for some reason, Garrett decided to add his flipper set here too at the end. But now I will say this. I just realized Diaz said it's me. I forgot about this. And then I said 1930 a compliment these days. Hey, you know, I'm getting some respect out here. That's what you like to see, okay? I appreciate Diaz. One thing I will say is Garrett's clip does look a little suspicious at times, but I think a lot of the other clips that I've seen look a lot more suspicious. Garrett's specifically looks really bad on the kickoffs. It looks like a bot on the kickoffs, but I feel like you could make an argument to say, no, this is probably a real person. To me, at At 1930 MMR, that's definitely not a real person, that's a bot, but you can make an argument that maybe, you know, at another rank, it could be a real person. And then I also have 2 more pieces of footage from the bot itself. This was posted by GC in Disguise, and the bot's name, or the person's name, whatever, is Nice Flick. And you can see, like right here, immediately right off the bat, a perfect catch, which, sure, you can make the argument, but as you keep watching it, you know, the perfect timed flick, you can see again, another perfect catch, perfectly timed flick. It knows exactly when to flick. It knows when you're coming. You stand away. It can hit it top corner. Here's a save. And then this one I saw is, you got to be saving that. You got to be saving that. But like, as you look at it more and more, and you keep seeing these catches, you start to think, this probably is a bot. And then when you look at this one specifically, this one definitely looks the most bot-like. Just keep in mind, just watch how it never uses an off ball cam. It's always on ball cam, like even right here. The ball is way above it, and it still just catches it perfectly. Again, looks weird, especially when it's not using ball cam. There is another shot here, or another catch that it has that's like right in front of its own net. I scrolled through the video a bit, but here are the 2 catches that I was talking about. There's actually 2. I think I just said 1, but you can see this catch off the ramp. It looks very suspicious. It just looks weird, right? Instantly perfect every time. Nobody's this consistent, okay? And then you see the next one coming, which is pretty soon after this. I think it's like 2 seconds after as well. Ball ends up getting hit towards the backboard. Again, ball cam not turned off. Perfectly catches the ball. I think this is the most suspicious looking one because, again, the ball cam is turned on at all times and it's just caught perfectly. A perfect catch. Like, it's not, nobody's that consistent. And then you could also see here, if I do go back a bit, which I did skip, there are 2 kickoffs, which, you know, kickoff is a little hard to gauge, but when it gets 2 perfect kickoffs like this with the flicks on top of it, it looks pretty bot-like. And then on top of all that, you have people with the bot stream sniping. Streamers, you can see right here, Alpha Kep is in a lobby with 2 people with an Alpha, I'm guessing it's an Alpha Kep tag, so obviously they're trying to stream snipe him. They're on the same team, and they have user 65Bs. It just looks like a, right? Yeah, it's not even a, nobody has that username, right? And then they end up just typing in chat, I will make sure you win at the end, just try okay. And then AlphaCap says he's on an 8 win streak right now. And then he said, they will let you win. This is for bot testing, just try. We will FF at the end. They will FF at the end, okay? So apparently this person is testing the bot in ranked. They stream snipe AlphaCap, and it's just, it's not even suspicious at this point, right? There's bots out there, okay? So after all this happened, people were trying to figure out how this bot even got into ranked in the first place. If you guys know Nexto is the name of the bot that was created. It was created by RL Gym, which is a community, and somebody specific named Ache, or H-A-E-C-H, I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, ended up going and making a Reddit thread, which ended up being verified. And he says, I'm one of the authors of RL Gym, which was used to train Nexto and many other machine learning bots. In light of the recent developments with our community of bot Nexto being used to cheat in online ranked games, we think it's necessary for us to reach out and offer trustworthy answers to questions people have about the situation. And so people ended up commenting in this, and people ended up asking some questions, which I did scroll through and look for a few of them. Which is, obviously, this is the one I want to know too. I guess I'm just confused on how it's even happening. My only guess would be that people just found a way to implement your Nexto program to control their car, and that just seems really hard to stop. I just hope some easy way to detect this comes to light for everyone's sake. I figure it can't be fun working so hard to create something that just gets twisted into a huge exploit. And then he goes on to say, a person made their own tools to use a bot online and just took Nexto from the public repository to use. Hopefully detection methods will be implemented soon. Which, I mean, again, it's really unfortunate that, you know, the bot was just it was a little training program. People used it in private matches to get better. The bot was always around like Champ 3, Grand Champ 1. That's what it ended up training itself to be. It just trained against itself. It was Nexto versus Nexto, 1v1, 2v2, 3v3, and it just constantly trained itself until it got better and better. And eventually people figured out an exploit to end up getting it into ranked. So it's very unfortunate to see, especially, you know, for H, sorry, again, I'm not too sure how to pronounce the name, but it's very unfortunate to see, you know, that, you know, all of this person's hard work, all of RL Gym's hard work ends up just going to be an exploit. And then, you know, everybody's curious if it's going to get fixed. So this question says, in one of the threads of people saying they encountered it in ranked, there was a comment somewhere saying RL bot / Gym is in talks with syonix about ways to of how to properly detect them, as well as syonix saying new bots shouldn't be developed or something similar. And then he goes on to say, we have let syonix know about the cheat and that we're open to helping them if they decide we can do something useful for them. They did ask us not to publicly release any more bots of this caliber until they get the situation under control. So syonix is aware of the situation. They have told RL Gym to kind of stop developing OP bots, or at least don't release them. So syonix is working to get the situation under control. They're trying to find detection methods, but I mean, at the moment, there's been no statement from syonix. There's been really nothing from their end besides, you know, they're working on it. The comment was made by Ake, and yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Like, they're looking into it, so hopefully they can find a fix soon. And this next question is a little personal. How do you guys, as the creators of Nexto, feel when you see the videos of your bot playing in ranked? And he goes on to say, for me, it is incredibly disheartening. I love this game. I love machine learning, and I'm incredibly proud of the RL Gym community. Seeing all of our hard work and passion abused like this is crushing. So, I mean, you kind of got to feel there was obviously no ill intent of this bot ever finding light of day, you know, the light of day online in public servers, stuff like that. It was always used for training. It trained against each other. It trained against people in private matches, in like local lobbies. It never was able to go into like public servers, which a private match would still be like a syonix server. You'd have to create your own local lobby for you to be able to get Nexto in it. So yeah, I mean, that's about it. You got actual bots in Rocket League. It's not just me this time. It's super interesting. I didn't expect to make another video like this. You know, I do actually really enjoy making these sit-down videos when I do find something interesting enough that, you know, propels me to actually want to make a video about it, which I definitely think the game I spent 7 years playing and bots taking over. And there's actually a lot of stuff about this. Like, the game is getting kind of boomed at the moment, to say the least. I don't know if really there's a better word. I wouldn't say ruined, but there's a lot of bots out there. So, yeah. I wish you the best of luck in your ranked games. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.